All right, so JR and I were texting about this yesterday. It is Rick Carlisle going after ESPN, and the reason he did it is because of this. Via Jeff Goodman and ESPN. Whoa! I just pulled a John McDonough. Whoa! They score.
This is an exciting portion.
Seriously, you can see they're not playing for Luke anymore, said LeVar. As in Walton, Luke doesn't have control of the team no more. They don't want to play for him. Nobody wants to play for him. I could see it. No high fives. People don't know why they're in the game. He's too young. He isn't connecting with them. You could look at every player. He's not connecting with not one player. Blah blah blah. So
not connecting with not one player.
Not connecting with not one player. That sounds like
double negative.
Evens each other out. So here's what Rick Carlisle said about the coverage of LeVar Ball and ESPN. So take a look.
I view the recent ESPN article as a disgrace, quite honestly. Luke Walton is a terrific young coach who's bringing along a young team, and it's a difficult task. ESPN is a partner, you know, is an NBA partner, and they've been a great one. But you know, part of that partnership is that the coaches do a lot of things to help them with access, interviews, all those kinds of things. And in exchange for that, you know, they should back up the coaches. Printing an article where the father of an NBA player has an opinion that is printed as anything like legitimate erodes trust. It erodes the trust that we've built with ESPN, and our coaches are upset because Luke Walton does not deserve that. And to have to deal with these kinds of ignorant distractions, you know, is deplorable. You got my quote.
Determine what news to run based on what coaches will like?
No, I'm saying that they should look at their sources and do a better job of determining whether they have any merit or any validity, or are they just blowhard loudmouths? That's what I'm saying. You got that?
Rick Carlisle wants to make sure you got his quote. Did you get that though?
Can you explain how dangerous this is? Like,
for who?
This sounds like authoritarian.
From Carlisle, from the
yes,
game?
Carlisle.
Because he's the head of the Coaches Association or something, right? That's what I heard. The reason he's speaking out about this is because he's the head of the coaches. You know, just like the Players Association has a player who's like the representative, Carlisle is the representative for the Coaches Association. So he's speaking for the coaches. He's the Lorax of the NBA coaches. I speak for the trees. So he's particularly upset because maybe the coaches and maybe directly Luke Walton has voiced this to him, like, we've tried this in-house. We've tried this with our executive team and talking to the player's father. It's not working, and it's getting worse. So we need another avenue to step in. Authoritative over ESPN, because it sounds like his main issues with ESPN is secondarily with LeVar.
It sounds like he is, as I'm listening to Rick Carlisle, I feel like what he wants to do is control the media and take out journalistic integrity. That's what I took away from it. Do you see that as well?
Not as much. I think he's wrong in his expectations of ESPN to do the bidding of NBA coaches. That's wrong. I do think he has the right to complain about an outlet publishing comments from a player's father who's only saying negative things about this coach. He can be mad about that all he wants. He can voice it as openly as he'd like. The problem, I think, is saying the NBA is a partner of ESPN.
Yeah, that's a big
Therefore,
problem.
ESPN needs to not do what we don't want them to do. That's the problem.
That's where I view it as authoritarian and no journalistic integrity, because then the league is holding all of the chips, and the journalists are just like, okay, we'll play your game. Okay, we'll play your game, and they keep trying to grab it.
Because like
that's my problem.
He openly said it. He goes, we give them access. We're nice to them. We give them stuff we don't want to give them. So in exchange, they should give us what we want, which is don't print stories that are negative about
Right, that's Trumpish.
That's horrible.
That's Trumpish.
But I'd be perfectly okay with what Carlisle said, as long as he said, I don't like what ESPN did. I don't like that they're taking this source of an angry, what do you call him? He called him ignorant father of a player, and stating it as fact. He can be mad about that all he wants. The problem, again, which you said twice now, is he expects them because of the partnership. If it was USA Today, he'd be like, I can't believe USA Today is printing these things that this guy said. Right. That's fine.
Right.
That's perfectly fine, and I would agree with him.
So here's to add on to that and then put a bow on this. Yeah. ESPN has broke huge stories before. Like, so by Rick Carlisle standards, because ESPN is a partner, they could not break, if it was them or Deadspin, I don't remember who, but they could not go along with the reporting the Jerry Sandusky scandal because they're a partner with the NCAA. They could not report on Barry Bonds and steroids because they're a partner with Major League Baseball. One of their best investigative journalists, well, actually, there wouldn't be an investigative journalist team at all. Mark Finaru Wada, who was, he wrote Game of Shadows, which was a phenomenal read for any baseball fan about Barry Bonds in the steroid era. That wouldn't have happened. By his standing and by his argument, none of that should happen because they're partners with the leagues and they should be the puppets for the leagues.
Absolutely.
That is a dangerous game to play, and that is why I completely disagree with him. I understand the point if you just want to make it like LeVar Ball is always going to talk out of his ass and not. I'm summarizing. Like LeVar Ball is always going to talk out of his ass. He's always going to have Lonzo's back and what have you, and he's going to try to create some sort of drama within the Lakers organization to make his son look better. If you want to come at it at that standard or from that perspective, I'm okay. But to go after ESPN for being a partner and not going along with what you say, that is very dangerous, and is why I completely disagree with it. It was a threat. Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, let us know your thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe to 2x2 Sports. We'll see you soon.